Hey guys, my name is Shashank and today I'm going to talk about a very interesting and very relevant topic for all those people who are working in sales, in network marketing and in the social media influencing and the people who want to build better relationships in their life. So yesterday I was having this conversation with one of my friends to whom I have recently met on social media, and we had this conversation for 1.5 hours long. And after the conversation was over, I got this beautiful compliment from that person that you are the nicest person I have ever met. So now you might be wondering that, come on man, what is so special about you? So let me tell you that there is nothing special about me, even I did nothing extraordinary. I just followed and implemented a simple interpersonal skill which really helped me to get this beautiful compliment. And if you also want to get this compliment more often in your life, you need to practice that interpersonal skills. So first of all, let me tell you that why do you need to get this compliment in your life? So let us assume that you are in a sales and you want to make your sales pitch, and you are not good in building relationships. But the moment you get this compliment that you are the nicest person I have ever met, you build a better and deeper relationship with that person. And then you can make your sales pitch, you can make your product sell, you can make your services sell. And if you are a person who is working as a network marketing, you can build your strong network. And if you are working as a social media influencer, you can be a better host in taking interviews on live sessions. And if you are a person who want to build good relationships, you can practice that skill. So now the question comes that what do we need to do to get that beautiful compliment that you are the nicest person I have ever met? For that, you have to learn the skill or the art of listening. And now the question comes to your mind, come on man, how come listening really helped me? So now let me tell you that listening is one of those skills which we have taken for granted. Because since our inception, we have been taught how to read, how to write, how to speak, how to eat, but we have never been taught how to listen. So that is how we are so bad in listening. And to understand that, there are two types of listening. One is active listening and one is passive listening. So let us assume that you are in a room full of hundreds of voices and you can't focus on any one of them and it becomes a noise. So this is a passive listening, that you're listening all those voices and sounds in your surrounding, but you can't focus or pay attention to any one of them. But when you get conscious and try to listen that tick, tick, tick sound in your room, you really get into active listening mode. And that is where the magic happens. You become so conscious that you can any noise turn into a beautiful sound. But the problem is, whenever we are in a conversation with the other person, we tend to think faster than the other person who is speaking. And that is a human tendency, that we think faster than we speak. So when other person is trying to explain us something, we automatically create and assume what other person is going to say, and we create our own assumptions, we create our own possible answers which other person can give us. And that is where we get into a thinking mode instead of listening mode. And we lose our focus, we lose our attention, and that's the game over. You don't listen and you lose that person. But if you implement these three key techniques and lessons, you can become a better listener. And these techniques are really simple, because listening is an art, listening is a skill which can be learned through conscious efforts and practice. And the number one technique is, whenever you meet a new person, whenever you are in a conversation with other person, you never tell a lot about you, and you give other person more chances to open up and tell them about yourself. Because if you go with the mindset that every person has a story to tell you, then you get into a conscious mode that yes, it is my responsibility to listen to that story. And then you get into a active listening mode. So try and go with this mindset that yes, I have to learn something out of that conversation and I have to listen to their story. And number second technique is art of asking questions. So this is again a different technique, different art, that how to ask good questions. But for that, I'm going to give you a very simple step or very simple technique which you can use to ask better question, and we call it parroting technique. So what does it mean? It means that when other person stop talking, you pick one word from their last sentence and create a question out of that. So let's take an example that I got this question from a person that he wants to build a personal brand. So now I pick the last word brand. Now I will ask another question that what type of brand you want to build. And then he will say that I want to build a personal brand on teaching professional skills. And now I pick another word, what kind of skills you can teach. And then he will explain that I can teach time management, communication skills. And then again I pick the last word, that how much experience and efficiency and proficiency you have in your professional skills which you can teach to others. So this is how you create questions after question and throw the ball in the court of the other person. And this way you can keep on asking multiple questions, and you keep engaging that person who is in conversation with you. And number third technique is kill the me too. Because whenever a person is trying to tell a story which you have already experienced in your life, we tend to quickly come up with me too, that I have already done. But when you get into the story, when you try to interrupt that person can lose focus and interest in you. So what you can do is you have to let the person finish their conversation, finish their story, or finish whatever they are talking, and then you can contribute with your experiences or with your learnings. So this way you ask questions and you contribute. And there is a bonus tip that you always compliment people, you make them feel good. And that is the topic of another video, how to give compliments to other person to make them feel good. So that's all for today's video, and I hope that these simple techniques will really help you to become a better and active listener. And at last, this is a challenge for you to go out and practice these techniques with your friends. And whenever you go into live sessions on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you can apply these simple techniques. And whenever you meet a new person, you can ask them questions and know more about them. So that's all. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos.